guys, today I'm going to be doing another crochet tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a beanie. This is the perfect time of year to crochet a beanie. These are two that I've already made. Everyone this year in my family is getting a beanie because third year university student life is busy at the minute. I'm going to show you how to make one of these. Really easy, they work up quite quickly, it's probably about an hour, but yeah. So what you are going to need is you're going to need wool of your choice. I am using this Hayfield Bonus Chunky Extra Value, 100 grams. You will want about 100 grams. I will use the entire ball of wool for this. So it's a good way to get rid of some of the wool that you've got laying around. This is in the colour Royal Teal, and this one is for my dad, the last one I've got to make, so I thought I'll try and film it. Then you need a tape measure, a darning needle that is big enough for your wool, a crochet hook. I am using a 5.5mm, but then that will also depend on your wool. You can use chunky or you can use normal. If you use normal, obviously use a smaller crochet hook, or you can double up the yarn, so you could do like a white and grey, which would look quite cool. And then you're just going to need a pair of scissors. I can't find my yarn shears, so I've just got some kitchen scissors, which is not the best. However, we are going to get started. So the first bit that we need to do is we need to make a chain which will go from the top all the way to the bottom. Well, the top to the bottom, so all the way, okay? And I have found that the sweet spot for this, depending on how much of a brim you want, is around 39 to 40-ish, around that area, but it can depend on however you want. I'm going to make this one just a little bit shorter, just because I'm not sure if I will have enough wool if I do the same height. So, in my last tutorial, I went over some very beginner stitches, and this one we're going to go over some others as well. So, we're going to start with a slip knot, which we did. So, make a cross with your fingers, like that, and pull through your yarn like that, and you'll have like a loop. Pull this tail to make it tighter, slip your crochet hook into it, and we're going to chain. We are going to chain 36 for this one, and we will see. So to chain, you just yarn over, so you've got 2, and then pull through, so you've only got 1. So we're just going to chain 36, that's 4. I've chained 36. I've just realised that this background with this colour wool is probably not the best, but it's the best I can do. And what you can also do to check is take your tape measure, have it like this, and if it's about 10 to 11, it's alright. So this is going to be about 10, and I think I want it to be 10 and a half, so I'm just going to do 3 more, so it's 39. So what I normally do. And then I'm just going to check it again, and yeah, it's about 10 and a half, okay? So that is our base chain done. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a half double crochet the entire way down. So to do a half double crochet, yarn over, you're going to skip the first chain, you're going to go into the second one, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook like that. I'll show you again. So yarn over, in through a chain, pull out, over and pull through. I'll show you one more time. Yarn over, through, out, over, pull through like that, and that is a half double crochet. If that doesn't make sense, just rewind that a little bit, and hopefully I've shown it well enough. I'll show you one more. So I've yarned over, going into the chain. Okay, so I'm going to do all of this back, and I will come back to you once I've reached the other side. Okay, so I have just done my half double crochets all the way down, and I've just done my last one. I'm going to chain 1, and turn my work like this. So now it's a little bit different, but we're still doing the same stitch. You're doing half double crochets, however, as you can see here, there is a front loop and a back loop. What we're going to do is yarn over, and we're going to go into that back loop. So we're going to do a half double crochet in through that back loop. Does that make sense? I hope so. So you're just going to keep going through the back loop. And what you're going to do now is you're effectively just going to crochet a rectangle. Every round you're going to go into the back loop, which gives it this ridged texture, and it also makes it really stretchy. So you don't want it to be really loose and like fit your head perfectly, because when it stretches it'll be too loose. So you want it to be a bit snug so it can stretch out, because yarn does naturally just stretch out. So that is what you're going to do. Your square basically needs to fit around tightly your entire head. So for most people that is an entire ball of wool. So I would just keep crocheting all the way until I've got basically an entire ball of wool, and it will be around 16 inches. It will be between 16 and 17 inches, so it wouldn't even fit on my camera. I hope that makes sense. I feel like that's really hard to explain, but yeah. So you're just going to carry on doing half double crochets into the back loops until you've got enough, and then come back to this video and I will show you how to connect it and do the top. It is really easy. Okay, so I've finished all the rows for my hat now, and I said I was going to come back to you to show you how to put it together and how to do the top bit. So that's what we're going to do really quickly. I find the connecting up is probably the hardest bit out of all of it, just because you've got to try and make sure that both sides are equal. Okay, sorry about that, I just had to do something. But anyway, so we've got not a lot of wool left, and what we can do is we're going to fold it so we've got the two like end sides together. Does that make sense? And what we're going to do is, I'm really hoping you can see this, and I've got a really dark wall and a dark background, so hopefully what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet all the way up, conjoining the two, so you'll get a seam, but it's going to be on the inside. So what we're going to do is you're going to put your hook through both. I know we were doing back loops a minute, but now we're doing both. The front, the first stitch, and the first one on the other side. Yarn over, pull through both loops, single crochet. Okay, so both loops, and then to where it's equal, pull through, yarn over, like that, and that is a single crochet. Okay, so I'll show you one more time and then I'll leave you to it. So in, through, over, and yarn over and over. One more time, through, yarn over, pull through, and there we have it. They're joined together. Okay, so you're just going to carry this on all the way down to the other side. I hope that makes sense. Ideally, you'd have enough of a tail to sew up the top. As you can see, I don't. I just had to play a very serious game of yarn chicken there. I thought I had enough, but I don't. I obviously did one too many rows. But here you can see we've got the seam and it is all joined up. What I'm going to do now is work on the top. And I'm going to find some wool to work this. So I'll be back in a minute once I've got some more wool. Okay, I'm going to use some black because I have blue, but it's like too bright of a blue, but this hopefully shouldn't matter too much. But this is where you want to get your darning needle and thread your darning needle. Yeah, what we're going to do is here around the top where we've got the two tails, we are going to put our needle in here, and then go round here like this. So it's just, we just connect it basically, and hopefully I've done a big enough knot. So just gonna weave in and out through every row at the top. I hope you guys can just make sense. So in and out at every single row like this. Pull through, but don't tighten it yet. We're just going to go around the top to begin with. And so I've got back to the beginning again. Ooh. So there's, actually this works quite well because you can see it. I've got it all the way around like this, and what we're going to do is just pull tight, like really tight, pull really tight, which gives it that, obviously that like hat effect. Pull really, really tight, like really tight. So pulled really tight, you're going to grab your needle again, and you're going to go through the top. So through the top here, like that, making sure you grab both of it. And then to the sides, and basically we're just securing this top bit. So do it from a different couple. I normally do like a bit of a star at the top. And then what we're going to do now is turn it the right way around, just to make sure it is, oh, you can see some of that black. Okay, so for me you can see some of the black, so I'm just going to pull a bit tighter. The hat top bit, I don't really know how to describe. And then once you're happy with how it looks from the outside, turn it back inside. And now what we're going to do is weave the ends in. This will be easier than mine because you will only have 2 tails. I have 4. But what we're going to do is insert our hook into one of these little loops. Our hook, our needle into a little loop, pull it out, and we're going to put our needle through that hole twice like that, and then pull nice and tight. But anyway, I'm just going to weave these little tails in quickly. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm just going to put them on my needle, and then we're just going to wiggle our way down this row here through one of the stitches. You don't have to do masses, it's just so if you wash it the ends don't like unravel completely. Gently pull through a hat, and all you've got to do for the brim is just fold up however much you want it, like that, and there we go. We've got ourselves a beanie, a nice cuddly warm beanie. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you've got any questions or any queries or anything, comment them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.